This is the plaintiff, David Padilla. He says he traded his 2003 Cadillac CTS for the defendant's 2004 Harley-Davidson motorcycle, and the louse still hasn't come up with the proper paperwork to get it registered. He doesn't know if the thing was stolen, if it's useless to him, and if the defendant's dodging his calls. But he's tired of waiting around and is suing the shady guy for the $2,500 value of his Cadillac. This is the defendant, Michael Brown. He says he told the plaintiff there was no paperwork on the motorcycle because the guy who gave it to him passed away. Now, months later, he wants to undo their deal, but he's put a lot of money into the Cadillac, and he's not giving it back. The plaintiff can't just haphazardly change his mind. He doesn't owe him any money. That's that. He's accused of trading a Hot Harley.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff traded his caddy for the defendant's Harley, and the guy won't give him good title. But the defendant says the plaintiff knew there was no paperwork, so tough. It's the case of Harley, har har.
Thank you, Douglas. David Padilla, you are suing Michael Brown for $2,500, a value of a car that was supposed to be part of a trade, but according to you, you want no part of it. Tell me what's going on here.
That's correct. Yes, ma'am. I have this 2003 Cadillac CTS I had for sale. My brother said that he had a couple of people that may be interested in it, so I left the car at his home. Mr. Brown is one of the two that showed interest in it. I guess.
Now, are you friends with his brother, or you were friends with his brother? Or?
Yeah, we were all friends.
Old friends? Okay. All right.
Okay. They got together and talked about it, and he brought his Harley over there and showed it to my brother. And I guess he let Mike take the car. So when I heard of this, or when he let me know, I came over to look at the bike and asked about paperwork, and there was no paperwork.
Okay. Did your brother call you and say he wants to trade a Harley Davidson for the what year Harley Davidson?
2004.
A 2004 Harley Davidson for your 2003 Cadillac. Did your brother tell you?
Yes, ma'am.
And you authorized it?
No, ma'am.
Okay. What did you do?
I went to look at the car, or the motorcycle. Yes, ma'am. I asked him about the paperwork, and he said he had no paperwork and that he would try to get it. He guaranteed or that there would be paperwork.
Who's he?
Michael.
Okay. So what happens? When do you say?
Well, at that moment, I told him, well, if there's no paperwork, no proof of ownership, then we can't make a trade. I'm not interested.
And so you guys spend a couple of days, or you have him spend a couple of days trying to reach him, can't reach him. When is it you call the police when you see him?
Well, this was probably a week or two past. When I finally found the car was when I thought to contact his ex-girlfriend, which they had split up, and for some reason or another, she was calling me and boo-hooing or whatever about their split up. But anyhow, I thought, well, I'll call her and see if maybe she knows where he's at. Well, when I did call her, I left a message to call me. I'm trying to get a hold of Mike. Well, she called me in the middle of the night, or texted me, saying things like, well, if I do contact him, tell me what's going on with the deal, and I'll let him know, or whatever. And I said, no, I don't need you to tell him anything. I just need you to have him contact me. There is no trade. I want the car back. And then there was no more contact.
So when do you see him and call the police?
Well, that very next day, I thought, well, maybe the car is at her house because I haven't been able to find it. Well, later that same day, I went over there. Sure enough, the car was at her house, and so was he. So then I called the law.
And?
That's when I found the call. The law said because there was a trade involved, which there was no trade. I never said I would trade it. They said because there was a trade involved, they could not do anything about it. It's a civil matter.
I don't get why they did that, because you didn't give him the title to your car. It's still registered in your name while he's driving your car.
That's correct. With no plates, no
Were there no plates on the car in front of the ex-girlfriend or girlfriend's house?
No, ma'am. I got a picture of the car sitting there with a plate that he put on it that was an illegal plate.
Why didn't you tell the police, look at that, that's a ticket right there. That's actually criminal.
Well, let me tell you this. I did, and that didn't matter. The following week, I found the car. He was driving it, of course, because it was at a gas station. He was putting gas in it. A friend of my brother's had saw the car sitting there, so he called me, and we ran over there. There it sat, putting gas in it, and Michael Brown and his girlfriend ex-girlfriend.
Do you have a phone, a telephone? Did you video it?
I didn't video that, though.
But does your phone video?
The officer
Do you know how to video?
No, I don't.
Okay, go ahead. So,
It's a
but the officer,
smartphone, but I'm
what?
not
What
so
happened
smart.
with the officer?
The officers, about 5 of them come like it was a stolen car or whatever, and they told me basically the same thing. It was a civil matter. And I said, well, look, it's obvious he's driving the car. And they ran the plate on it and told me that it was doesn't belong
Tag not
to-
assigned. You can't have that. Okay.
And so they said, well, he said he wasn't driving it. He's going to
They
have it.
couldn't issue the ticket because they didn't see him driving it?
Exactly.
Where was the car? At a pump?
It was at a gas pump. Yes, ma'am. I
So how
parked
did
in
it
front
get
of
there if you didn't drive it?
And my point exactly.
What's going on?
He had the car and we traded. He came over to his brother's house. The car
Where's the title
wasn't-
to the Harley?
I never had it. The guy died, and the guy that I bought it from was a roommate from the person that had passed away.
What legal right did that guy have to sell it to you? Maybe it's stolen. Maybe the heirs of the guy who died are like, where's our motorcycle? That's
I don't
why
know.
you need a title.
I don't know.
Oh, well, okay. And where's
He knew
your
that. He
the
knew
car
that
you're
off the
driving
bat.
that you traded for it, where's the title to that one?
He gave me a title.
So if you have a Harley and he wants to buy the Harley, but you don't have the title, are you allowed to sell it?
No, you got to have the title.
Is that right? You buy that?
Yeah,
Why do you need title if you got the bike?
because it's the law. Like you need the papers to sell a bike.
So you can't sell it even if you physically got the bike.
You need the documentation and make it legal.
I think you're onto something. Going inside the courtroom.
Do you have proof he gave you a title?
No, I was living at his brother's house, and his brother kicked me out in the middle of the night, and I didn't grab the paperwork when I left.
Why did his brother kick you out?
I don't know.
Oh, you do know. Why did his brother kick you out?
Because he thought I was screwing his girlfriend.
Okay. So, why are you driving the Cadillac if you don't have a title to it?
He gave me a title, and then he went down and filed for a lost
Right, but
title.
what'd you do with the title? Use it as like a doily for your beer? Did you take the title, go to the DMV, and register it in your name?
No, I didn't.
Then it wouldn't matter if that title got lost because.
You're right.
Right. So did you do that?
No, I just told you I didn't.
Oh, were you getting testy with me?
No.
Oh, because it sounded that way. But all right. How long have you been driving this Cadillac?
For 2 months, 3 months.
And according to you, you don't want to return it because you've done what to it?
I've replaced all kinds of parts. The engine control module, the transmission control module, wiring harness, the fuse panel.
Well, good. You got that going for you because I'm going to order you to return the car that is in his possession.
Then I get the bike back?
That is registered in his name. Because if you can't provide a title to the Harley, he can't register it. Some people care about not violating the law, and there's a Florida law that requires motorcycles and cars to be registered in your name. So you don't care, but he cares. So if you can't provide a title to it, I am rescinding the contract between you two, and you're going to return that car. I'm going to hand you an order that says that you guys agreed to a binding arbitration in front of me, and I'm entering an order that it's your car based on what I've heard, because you can't enforce a trade with no paperwork attached to it. You can't. And I'm not gonna, one of the things you said in your answer to the complaint was, everybody knew there's no paperwork, Says who? He's mortified that you're driving his car around in his name. He hit somebody, and that car's registered in your name, and guess who gets sued too? My verdict in this case is for you, not for a money judgment, but for the return of the car, which is actually what you want.
Thank you, ma'am.
Well, Mr. Brown, the defendant, what do you think about what just happened here?
That's fine.
You're going to have to
Every
give the
ruling is
car
a ruling.
back. You
Yeah.
okay with that?
Whatever.
Okay, good enough. Thank you very much. On
Thank
your
you.
way out. All right, Mr. Bedelia, you're going to get your car back.
Yes, sir.
You're going to give him the motorcycle.
Yes, sir.
So it worked out all right for you.
That's what I'm thinking. Yes, sir.
That's what
Perfect.
the judge said. You don't get $2,500, but you get the car.
I can work with that.
Good enough. Well, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you very much. Very good. Take care. That's pretty interesting. What do you think, Harvey?
Okay, well, these guys are all right. I mean, here's the simple fact is this. Title shows you own it, and you're not allowed to sell what you don't own.